Welcome back to Studio Chatter. This topic is for you seniors out there. As the new year begins, let's talk about how to keep healthy and active. There's no reason to slow down. Welcome Devin Shaw from the Wellness Bridge Group to the program. Welcome.
Hi,
Devin.
Hi, guys. Good to be here.
So the Wellness Bridge, what was the motivation to start the Wellness Bridge?
Okay. The motivation was, now I'm going to get teary.
Okay.
Not a way to get started.
That's what we do.
We lost our daughter, Catherine, 3.5 years ago in a car accident, and I made a promise to her before she passed. We had just a few hours with her in the hospital to make a difference. So this is us trying to fulfill that promise and commitment to her.
Okay.
She was a beautiful soul, so that's a really great gift to give back to her. And so what focused you towards like the senior well-being?
Well, we've done a lot of things in Catherine's name. We do a scholarship every year to the drill team at Maple Mountain, and all my girls danced at Maple Mountain. And then we started a gym just because we wanted to have an outreach. The young man that hit and killed my daughter was a troubled youth, 17, and I just felt like we needed to do something, reach out for some of the youth that really may not have the best home life and get sidetracked on drugs and kind of lose themselves. And so that was the beginning of the Wellness Bridge. It was the Sports Performance Academy over by Going Crazy. And after about a year or so of, and I'm an old football coach, so I love the youth. I love you know, all the things we do there for those young people. But I just really started feeling, and it just kind of came to me that we need to do something more for our seniors. And so the Wellness Bridge is that idea of being able to do something amazing for our seniors. And we've been doing this, a lot of research for over a year. We've put a medical advisory board together made up of neuropsychologists, PTs, OTs. We even have Mike over who owns the Maple Mountain Pharmacy, who owns several pharmacies, you know, in an effort to use natural compounds rather than using prescriptions and the things that sometimes really counterintuitive and it counters our health. And the body's an amazing thing. And I hope we have a chance to talk about the brain because we're very big on cognitive health. I have learned so much, and I'm the poster child for everyone that needs to be thinking about their cognitive health. It's in our mid 50s that we kind of can slow down, and we get in 60s, 70s. Like my mom, for example. She was in her 70s, slipped and fell, had just a horrendous situation with her leg. Had to put a what do they call it?
Like a stent or no, like the bar,
the titanium
Oh, wow.
in her leg. And she did her therapy like, you know, we all do. But after the therapy ends in a month or two, or the insurance money runs out, it's painful. Therapy is not fun,
Right.
you know. And so those you know, those great physical therapists and occupational therapists, you know, they only can work with these patients for X amount of period of time. And in talking with a lot of the medical community, they're frustrated because they can only see a patient for, you know, like the neuropsychologists that we work with. They said, Devin, I have 10 to 15 minutes to help them understand why their brain is in decline and why they can't remember, and pre-dementia or Alzheimer's and all these crazy hard things.
And then you just send them on their way after you give them like 10 minutes of like information, right?
Exactly.
And then how do they implement that?
Exactly, and that is what Wellness Bridge is all about, is a medically based, results driven program for our seniors. So what it looks like is 3 times a week, we meet for a little over an hour, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we have everybody come in, and we do some cognitive activities. We do a lot of it's exercise. What I have learned, and this is the science of the brain, and it's so important. Just like when we go see a dentist. Why do we go see a dentist? Because we don't want dentures or lose our teeth when we get older, right? The brain is an amazing part of our body, and as we get older, and this is what happened to my mom. Getting back to my mom, sorry, get on a tangent here. She basically sat at home for 3 or 4 years, and she just fell off a cliff cognitively, physically. She started shaking. And it was because she wasn't exercising because it hurt to exercise. She wasn't really eating the best because none of us really can always do better at eating, and so she wasn't sleeping very well. And I want you to remember an acronym, SAD. This is what the doctors have taught me. S stands for sleep. It is so important to get that deep REM sleep, because what happens is, as we become older and inactive, amyloid plaque builds up on the brain. And when we sleep, when we get that deep sleep, it like empties the trash out. A lot of those bad proteins, those toxic proteins called amyloid plaque, ADDLs, they basically are released out of the brain. So those toxic proteins that slow us down and help, is the cause of a lot of our forgetfulness and all this stuff. And it's preventable. That's the thing that I just want everyone to understand. SAD: sleep, activity, and diet. Those 3 things. that acronym. If you will sleep well, you need to have 150 minutes a week. Of 80% of your max heart rate. And for everyone, based on their age and how in shape they are, that differs. So we have heart monitors that we have everybody wear when they're exercising, and we track this stuff. Every time we have a class, we have amazing trainers, personal trainers who have been trained by OTs, occupational therapists, ADLs, activities of daily living, how to strengthen our core so we can stand up without needing help. How do I build up my shoulders so we can reach up and grab something out of the cupboard. So all of these little things, we've put together a program that helps us get 150 minutes of activity that we need a week. We teach every time we meet with our seniors. We do an education. We talk about some of this science, and it's just little bits and pieces. But after months and months, you start changing how you think about that soda that I'm
So when you meet it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yep.
What time?
So right now it's at 10 o'clock, and then we're going to be doing, after the first of the year, this new year, we'll be doing at 10 and 12.
So it'll be 2 hours or hour and a half?
Just separate groups. We're growing, and we keep the numbers down to about 10.
10 individuals in each session. Okay.
And so we've had a lot of demand, and we'll probably be adding more and more classes.
Okay.
And each personal trainer who's been trained by our doctors, by our doctor advisory board, medical board, they also have an intern that works with them, and so basically you're on a 1 to 4 or 5 basis.
That's really great.
And there's different tiers. Tier 1 is people act healthy, good, and we'll work you hard, but you got to get that 80% of your max heart rate and get that activity going. So important. And then Tier 2. Maybe someone's had a stroke or something and is having a hard time getting up and stuff. And then Tier 3 is we have a gentleman that's 90, he just turned 93 as well, like we were talking about my mother-in-law. And he just had a stroke. But we love him, but he's determined to come and he's determined to.
Well, and I think it gives them a social. I look at my dad; he's had some surgery and lost my mother, and he's trying to get out there and walk and take care of himself. But I notice that he's lonely and doesn't have, we connect with him, but it's a different level. And so I think that that's important too, that they're there for each other and learning together with a friend or a buddy.
And it was funny when we had to shut down everything in the early spring because of Corona. our seniors would call every day. Are you guys going to let us come? Like, no,
It's their thing
the
to get out
government
and
won't
do.
let us. But we were so very careful with that. You know, everyone, you know, we take their temperature. We make sure our help, our staff has masks. You know, we welcome them to wear masks. A lot of times it's hard to exercise and wear masks. So,
but you're probably distant.
Social distance.
Yeah.
We've got. If you've been to the gym, we've got
big.
lots of, 6,000 square feet of room to maneuver. So, and the classes are small and very bespoke, very specialized.
So Devin, we only have like a minute left. How can anyone watching this, it's for
sign up.
55 and older.
Yes.
How can they find you?
So the best thing to do is we have some advertising at Macy's on the carts and also at Smith's over in Springville. But to kind of, if you're interested, call us, and the number is 801-794-5362. Call us or go to our website, wellnessbridgegroup.com.
Okay.
And then all you'll do is we'll schedule an assessment. So we do a cognitive assessment, and we do some physical assessments, to measure where you're at, and then we give you a free week to try out the classes. And if you're concerned about anything, have your caregivers, have your sons, daughters, anyone, spouses. We have a gentleman that comes and takes his wife everything. I'm like, I always get on him like, why aren't you joining? Well, I'm just fine. Man, we're stubborn. But it's just so much fun, and it's such a great thing for the public.
I love this.
that.
Thank you. There's a lot of educational and
Yes.
information and fitness all wrapped up in one.
Yeah, remember SAD, S-A-D.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, Devin.
Thank you so
My pleasure.
much. All right, coming up next, one of our favorite guests of all time will join us, and her name is Connie. Stay with us on Studio Chatter.